I think I may have a problem here. I'm not too sure. There might be a little bit of a problem. Why am I seeing green? That's better. I've got the wrong picture behind there. I thought I changed it. Hey, this is not colonization. That's a little bit better. There we go. Now there's the name of the game and no green screen. It should be. Well, hello all. Welcome back to Discworld Noir. As we left off, Act 2 has started. We are being accused of Mundy's murder. And now we gotta solve the murder. Among other things. But most importantly, let's go tell Carlotta the news.
I see Sir has returned.
Sir has.
And still dripping?
Who would Sir like to see?
Is Carlotta home?
Alas, no. What a shame that Sir's trip has been wasted. Perhaps Sir would like to leave now.
Tell her I called by.
Why, my loins stir at the very thought of serving you in this way, sir.
Too much information there, dude.
Is the Count receiving guests?
No, but he will see you.
Ah, Luton. I was hoping you would drop by.
You don't sound so good, Count.
I am not the man I used to be, that is certain. Past my prime, you might say. Yes, past my prime.
I could come back later if you want.
No, there is no guarantee that I will be getting any better. If anything, I might be worse.
Your health?
We are both men of the world, Mr. Luton.
Pets are
I will
overrated
not
anyway.
Mince words with you. I am dying. I might last another year or so, or I might not last the week. And to think I thought more pork would be good for my health.
Not too many people would believe you, certainly.
Let us dispense with the pleasantries and get straight to business. Yes? Yes. Straight to business.
Do you know anything about the murder of a man named Mundy?
Mr. Luton, I couldn't be less.
Does the word Azil mean anything to you?
Yes, I remember Azil. The mad Ascari of the great Nef. He rose to power before even the light dams of Sorka were completed. I remember he used to punish his detractors by burying them upside down in the sand. Do you know, I think he honestly believed they might grow into trees. He was quite mad, you know. Quite mad.
How long ago was this?
Oh, I don't know. A couple of 100 years ago, at
I wonder if Eldritch
You seem to
recognizes those
remember it
names.
like yesterday.
I am an old man. My memory plays tricks.
Yeah, but how old are you? How many 100 years? I would if I paid attention. I was setting an alarm for my pizza. You want to hear it again? Want to hear again what he said? No, you're not.
Just the word.
Yeah. The mad Ascari of the Great Nef. He rose to power before even the light dams of Sorka were completed. I remember he used to punish his detractors. He was
How long ago was... You seem to...
my man.
There you go. The Mad Ascari of the Great Nef.
I asked the Count if he knew where Carlotta was when Mundy was murdered, but he wasn't sure. He told me that she wasn't in the mansion, but that her comings and goings...
We'll
were
ask
mysterious.
Eselta if he ever arrives here. We'll ask him about the Mad Ascari of the Great Nef. And also Sorka Dams.
Do you know anything?
Miss.
The Big Sleep. Doesn't ring any bells for me. Humphrey Bogart. I haven't really seen that many Humphrey Bogart movies, to be honest. I've seen Casablanca, African Queen. What else? Not really that many. Sure, I've seen something else, but I can't remember which one. Never seen Maltese Falcon. Never seen that one. I think I've only seen Casablanca and African Queen. I think those are the only Humphrey Bogart movies I've seen. Just making sure I didn't miss anything in here. Also, I need to find Sapphire.
Come to Percy. A man's got...
Man's gotta have a hobby.
I need to speak with Sapphire.
Try and imagine how much I care.
Look, is she here or not?
She's in her dressing room.
That's all for now.
Always a pleasure.
I've seen, like I said, I have seen Casablanca and African Queen. Only Humphrey Bogart movies I've seen.
It's really impolite to walk into a room without knocking. But who knows what you miss out on when you take the time to knock. Sapphire had a pile of money in her room, and I was glad I hadn't given her an opportunity to hide it.
Luton, you startled me. Didn't Mother tell you not to walk into rooms unannounced?
Mother told me to walk into rooms with a crossbow. She was a sensible woman.
What you want?
That's quite a lot of money you've got.
What? Oh, yeah. Money, yeah.
Where'd you get it, Sapphire?
Oh, that. Well, see, I won it.
Won it?
Yes, at casino.
Which one?
Saturnalia. Sapphire go there often.
Really? Is it a good casino?
Oh, yeah. Good as casino get. You should go, Luton.
Maybe I will.
A casino, huh? I gotta be careful with this bottle because it kind of fell down. Okay. I was expecting a huge explosion of foam and such, but nothing. Works for me. Well, I was between should I have a webcam on or not. I decided to have it on. Big mistake.
So, how have things been?
Things way they always been. Slow, dull.
But you've kept yourself amused, haven't you?
Don't know what you mean.
You want a lot of money and all that? How about that one? No. Yeah, I could, but... I mean, sometimes people like to see my reactions to stuff in games. Although this is a game where the webcam could be turned off easily.
You lied to me, Sapphire. Strung me along with that Madame Lodestone story.
What? No. Sapphire told truth.
The troll in Madame Lodestone's grave wasn't Therma.
How you tell?
Malachite told me.
You trust him?
He's too stupid to lie, and you're too smart not to.
Sapphire not smart. Big dumb troll, like all the other trolls.
Don't play games, Sapphire. I know you're smarter than the average troll, although I could say the same about some mushrooms.
Look, Sapphire don't know why someone would switch bodies. Sapphire just trying to help.
She was lying to me. I could feel it. She was obviously hiding something, but it was apparent I needed to know more if I was going to worm it out of her.
I think the casino is the best place to go for that.
So, you won this money at the races.
No, not at races. At casino.
Oh, yeah, that's right. At the casino.
She didn't fall for it. It was a good try.
Thanks for telling me where to find Malachite.
Can't a girl help out friends?
Am I your friend?
We see, honey. We see. Everyone needs friends.
At this rate, we're not gonna be friends. Because you're not telling the truth.
How does it feel to be working underneath where Mundy was horrifically murdered?
People die, honey. It happens.
Do you know anything about Mundy's death?
Sapphire know that you prime suspect.
Word travels fast, doesn't it?
Small town, Luton.
It's not so small. Anyway, gossip spreads faster the more people there are to hear it. It's funny that way.
Yeah, you're speaking of Ankh-Morpork. It's only just the biggest city in the freaking Discworld, right?
You heard of the counterweight killings?
Yeah?
What do you know about them?
Sapphire know they called counterweight killing. Sapphire know people killed. That all Sapphire know.
Great information there. Thanks. That's all we needed.
I'll be back.
That's what they all say.
And the moose. I am turning off the webcam. It's too hot. Ugh. Give me that air, you freaking fan. Ugh. That feels better already. Saturnalia. Quite the name for a casino.
Saturnalia was almost legendary. The upmarket casino was situated on the King's Way and was frequented by the rich members of Ankh's high society and hopeful social climbers from Morpork. It was a temple to pride, greed, and avarice. And like any temple, anyone with money was welcome. The last person I wanted to see was Death himself, waiting to take me to whatever hell awaits a failure like me. But after Death, Ilsa was a close second. My eyes were drawn to her the moment I entered the room, and I decided then and there that I wasn't going to talk to her. The next thing I remember, I was talking to her.
Hello, Luton. Still mad at me?
As soon as I learn how to offer forgiveness, you'll be the first one to receive.
I guess that's two
This is my
conkers.
companion. Two conkers.
Pleased to be meeting you. You are Remora Salachi. Not the last time I checked.
This is Luton. He's an old friend of mine.
Why did he think I was Remora Salachi?
We're supposed to be meeting him here.
What do you want with an assassin like Remora?
What are you talking about?
I looked around to see Remora drawing a weapon. Assassins are damn good at what they do, but they're not allowed to kill innocent bystanders. I didn't know if it was bravery or stupidity, but I decided to stand between Remora and his target. Interrupting an assassin while he was working was a risky business, so I decided to ambush Remora with the old only answer questions with questions routine. Why did you try to kill that woman?
Why does any assassin try to kill someone?
Who put a contract out on Ilsa?
Don't you know better than to interfere in official guild business?
Why would anyone want to kill Ilsa?
Do you expect me
It's a
to
questions
discuss
only
a confidential
routine.
case with you?
What do you want from me, Remora?
A swift death and a cheap funeral.
Ha! You lose! That wasn't a question, that was a statement. You're getting sloppy.
You're lucky we're only allowed to kill for money, because I'd take you out for free, Luton.
I'd managed to embarrass Remora in front of a crowd of social notables, and that was bad news. It was bad enough that I had the watch breathing down my neck without the Assassin's Guild baying for my blood.
That's Carlotta.
Fortunately, there was nothing they could do to me unless someone paid for a contract on me. Actually, that wasn't strictly true. They could tie me up and torture me for days if they wanted to, just as long as I didn't die. It wasn't a comforting thought.
Who was the woman?
Carlotta, what are you doing here?
I like to take risks. Isn't that what life is for?
I've taken enough risks to last a lifetime.
You didn't answer my question, you know. Who was the woman?
Ilsa, why do you want to know? Jealous? Afraid you might have a rival?
All women are rivals, Luton.
She's not important.
I see. If you decide to be honest with me, I'll be around.
It was the most unsettled I'd seen Carlotta get. I guess there was a heart in that cold chest after all.
And what a chest it is. Am I right or am I right?
A roulette table sat in one corner of the casino, but it didn't keep my attention. The noble game of craps. Played with 3 8-sided dice, it had been played on the cobbles of Ankh-Morpork for decades. I guess that's where the name
Hey,
came
Mark.
from. The game Whirl was croupier for used a Carrack deck, the distilled wisdom of the ancients painted onto cards. The croupier at the truncheon table was a man named Whirl. Whirl didn't give anything away for free. Carlotta didn't strike me as the gambling kind, but then with her look she could probably gamble with other people's money. Personally, I thought that took the edge out of the experience, but I doubt she cared. The woman's name is Ilsa. She and I used to be close. It's over.
Why are you telling me this?
I thought you might want to know.
How is the case going?
Badly. Mundy's dead.
Dead?
Yeah, dead. Murdered. And not a pretty sight.
Hey, Swede.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I'll survive. You could have chosen a nicer way to tell me.
I thought you might appreciate me getting straight to the point. Do you want me to stay on the case?
Is there still a case?
I thought perhaps you might like to know who killed Mundy and why.
Yes, I owe him that. You can continue with the case, Luton.
Do you want to know what happened with Mundy?
That's what I'm paying you for, isn't it?
Is it? I'm starting to wonder.
Don't you like me, Luton?
What's not to like? You're a woman like any other.
Do you look down on all women, or just the ones you know?
I have plenty of distaste to go around. Have you heard of the counterweight killings?
No.
Mundy's murder looks like a counterweight killing.
Oh, I'm thrilled.
Do you want to hear about Mundy's death?
I'm not that kind of ghoul.
I never said you were. I just thought you might like to know.
I don't need the details.
Did you kill Mundy?
What? What do you think I am, Luton?
It's got nothing to do with what I think of you,
Did you
Carla.
kill Rita?
But the Watch are investigating, and if they find out about your connection with Mundy, you're bound to be a suspect.
So why are you asking me if I did it?
Let's just call it professional curiosity.
If I had done it, would you turn me in?
That depends
On what?
on why you did it.
You don't strike me as a moralist, Luton.
I'm a simple man, Carlotta. I have simple ideas of what's right and what's wrong. The trouble is, things are seldom that simple. It's always somewhere in the middle ground. I try not to jump to conclusions. In my line of work, that can get you killed.
That must be a tremendous incentive to think everything through.
I do my best. You still haven't answered my question.
I didn't kill him, Luton, if that's what you really want to know.
Do you have an alibi? I told her when the murder took place and asked her if she had an alibi. I wasn't surprised when she did. Frankly, I reckon I could have said any day and any time, and she'd have had an alibi. She was that kind of woman.
There are witnesses who can corroborate where I was.
And where were you?
I was in the Temple of Small Gods.
Spend a lot of time on your knees, do you, sister?
We all need a little absolution.
For your sins?
Yes, Becky?
Everything I do is a sin in someone's eyes.
Do you know anything about Count von Oberwald?
Be careful, Luton. I don't appreciate people wasting my time.
Okay, she's not gonna tell us anything about him then. Blech.
You don't happen to know how a trawl singer might end up with a lot of money by any chance?
Let's try not to get too sidetracked, Luton.
I've got things to do. I'll see you around, Carlotta. What's the game?
Truncheon. Interested, stranger?
The name's Luton. What are the stakes?
Minimum stake is $1 a hand. House limit is 10,000 per hand.
I'm in. Here's my dollar.
Hey, big spender.
World told me how to play the game. Something to do with the major arcana and the private arcana. The major arcana had strange names like the Fool, the Pyrophant, and the unbelievable expense of a slice of cheese. Essentially, it seems I just had to stay under 21 and get as high as I could. It all seems pretty whimsical to me.
It's a whimsical world.
What happens in a tie?
I win.
That doesn't seem fair.
I'll note that down in the complaints book, shall I? Player thinks the odds might be stacked in favor of the house.
I didn't really know what I was doing, but I expected to lose my dollar anyway, so I didn't worry about it. But someone else at the table seemed pretty worked up about what I was doing.
That isn't the way to play it.
Why not?
Because it isn't the way to win.
Is there a way to win?
Well, there's a way to lose more slowly.
What's it to you?
I've seen enough losing. I don't want to see any more.
I only bet $1.
No, it's the principle of the thing.
What do you think?
I'm just a croupier. I'm not paid to think.
I lost my dollar. But I reckon I got value for money. And hey, the cards were pretty.
The game is great. It's got great writing in it, and the puzzles are pretty easy.
Do you own this place?
Saturnalia? No, you gotta be kidding.
Who owns it?
I don't really know. Probably a whole group of people. For all I know, no one owns it, and it just keeps ticking over all on its own.
Is that likely?
Frankly, I don't really care. As long as I get paid, it's all the same to me.
Don't you have an inquisitive mind?
No, I find people with inquisitive minds don't live too long.
I mean, he's got a point there. Gotta be careful.
Do you know a troll named Sapphire?
Oh, I'm just a simple croupier. I wouldn't know anything important. And if I did, I certainly wouldn't give it away for nothing.
I guess you don't like to give away anything for free.
When you've worked in a casino as long as I have, you learn that you don't get anything for nothing.
I was told that I'd find a certain troll's body in the Salachi Mausoleum. Only when I got there, it wasn't the right body. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
You went rooting around in the Salachi family mausoleum. Hey, leave me out of this, Luton.
Everybody knows it's dangerous.
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
I don't think so.
Have you heard of the counterweight killings?
Sure, and I only have one thing to say about them. I'll place good money that the patrician's next.
Any reason?
Just a hunch.
A hunch. Okay.
Time to excuse myself from the table, I think. Warb was the most depressed and jumpy wizard I'd met.
I knew
Maybe
he was a
hanging
wizard.
around a casino did that to
It's
a man.
the dress.
You seem to get worked up over my gambling.
I'm not as easygoing as I used to be.
You're a wizard?
Wow, you're sharp. What tipped you off? The gown? The arcane symbols?
Look, I just thought you might want to talk. You tried to help me at the table, and I thought I'd make amends for being so rude to you. Sorry I tried.
No, wait. I'm like, sorry, friend. It's just, I'm on the edge.
The name's Luton.
I'm sorry. We haven't been properly introduced. My name is Warb. B-L-L.
B-L-L?
Well, Bachelor of Eldritch Lace Making.
Ah,
Eldritch lace making?
Don't ask.
Eldritch. Lace making? I mean, we have an Eldritch here, but do you make laces? It's good to know that his title is Bell.
You a regular in here, then?
I guess so. I'm not very lucky.
I thought all wizards were lucky.
Whatever gave you that impression? Do you know how many bizarre and unpleasant ways there are for a wizard to die inside the walls of Unseen University alone? One false invocation as you're summoning a demon, and bang! You're lunch for some pit fiend with more tentacles than legs and fewer arms than heads. Or spend too long in the wrong area of the library and poof, you disappear. All that you leave behind is a statistic.
Don't you like being a wizard? It always seemed like a glamorous profession to me.
There's nothing glamorous about wizardry. Well, except for glamours.
Glamours?
It's an elvish thing.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ugh, they had to put a freaking Elvis joke in there. But I do wonder. I do wonder about this Rincewind. Like, where is he during the story? Hey, Femin.
If you're so unlucky, why do you come here?
I haven't lived a lucky life, but, well, I don't know. I guess I feel that in here, I at least have a chance.
But the odds are always stacked against you. The house always has the advantage.
Let me tell you something, Luton. The house always has the advantage. Here. Out there, it doesn't make any difference. At least in here, you know who the house is.
That's a pretty stark outlook.
Hey, it works in New Vegas.
Ever made a decision that affected your whole life? Ever done something that throws everything into question?
No, I don't feel in that much control of my life.
None of us are.
No, I feel more like Rincewind is right now hanging out with Death. I mean, they became good pals at the end of Discworld 2, so they probably are hanging out, doing nothing.
Do you know a troll called Sapphire?
I've seen her around, but I don't really know her.
Seen her here?
Oh, yeah. She's sometimes here. She never looks very happy, though.
So she's not lying about being here, but is she lying about the money?
Do you know a troll called Sapphire?
I've seen her around.
Seen...
Oh, she never...
So you work up at Unseen University?
All wizards
I
do.
was trained there. Once I got my degree, I moved on.
But you're still a wizard. I thought all you guys were under the jurisdiction of the university.
Yeah, I work for Unseen Securities now.
Unseen Securities?
Yeah, we make magical security systems. Very exclusive.
Are they expensive?
Oh, yeah. Hardly anyone can afford our services.
Well, good services then, if nobody can afford them. Ever thought of lowering the price? Maybe that's why they call them unseen. Because nobody can see them because they cannot afford any of it.
Heard of the counterweight killings?
I heard someone in Unseen University got killed by a spy.
Ah.
But I don't really, know anything about it, you know?
Who was the victim? Obviously not Rincewood.
Maybe I'll see you later. Can we talk, or do I have to play that stupid game again?
Business is slow, we can talk.
Can I bet the tooth?
I wasn't about to flash the stolen tooth around. Someone might tell Lord Salachi, and the next thing I knew I'd have a blade in my back and a receipt from the Assassin's Guild on my bedside table.
Good point.
I really didn't want to play. I didn't feel like craps.
No, normally you would feel like crap, not craps.
The River Ankh. Probably the only...
I had the webcam on, Swede, for at least 20 minutes. Or 30 minutes. Then I had to turn it off. It was way too hot to wear a freaking shirt. We didn't really get any leads in there about Sapphire. Well, we got a new location, Temple of the Small Gods. Let's see if Eldritch will recognize any of the gods around here. A wet towel around your shoulders, that's actually a good idea.
The Temple of Small Gods was Ankh-Morpork's unique concession to all the thousands, perhaps millions, of small gods that the Discworld was home to. Most of the gods were so small they never got worshipped. The spirits of lonely trees, or the places where two ant trails crossed, and they stayed that way because they lacked belief. Give a god belief, 1 follower or 10 or 10,000, and it grows up from the void into whatever fanciful deity its followers devise. Everyone knows that people need gods to blame for everything that is wrong, or praise for everything that is right. But they forget that every god needs people, too. Inside the temple, a bazaar of fanatics, lunatics, and cultists of all descriptions were trying to sell their faith to prospective followers. 2 salvations for the price of 1. Extra indulgences if you get a friend to join. That sort of thing. The lost and the lonely came here seeking direction. I found it hard to picture Carlotta amongst their number.
Hey, you never know. Anybody can worship anything. The description of the small gods is straight from one of the books. Cool. Let's see what's happening here with this guy. Malaclypse. Apocalypse. Malaclypse. So it's like Malachite, but Malaclypse instead. There's a familiar looking tapestry behind there. And that's some Greek art on the urns here. Like here. And that plate. And that one there. Actually, I think this is the same as it is back there. I wonder what it's depicting. It looks familiar. Hello, Andrew!
Malaclypse drew attention to himself by virtue of the lack of crowds around him. Even the followers of Flatulus had a small crowd, but for some reason no one wanted to talk to him. It looked as if he had a metal fish hung around his neck.
Flatulus?
It looked...
Flatulus is a god. Well, I guess they're worshipping the small gods, Gabriel. I heard that it's mental fish around his neck. Tell me, Eldritch, is Flatulus a god name that you recognize? But then again, there might be hundreds of small gods. Yep, yeah, I thought so.
Who do you worship, then?
Why do you want to know? Who sent you? What do you want?
My name's Luton. I'm a private investigator.
You've been sent by the elucidated brethren of the Ebon Knight to silence me, haven't you? Their plots are so transparent.
As long as they don't summon a
It won't
dragon.
work. I have protection.
There isn't an elucidated brethren of the Ebon Knight anymore. They were forcibly disbanded.
Disbanded?
By a dragon, as it happens.
Uh-huh.
Ah, that's what they want you to think.
That's the
That
first
was all
game
planned,
story.
So that they could eliminate all their traitors and go underground. Even as we speak, they are plotting to control the patrician by putting mind-altering drugs in the palace's water supply.
Then it's true. I'd heard that you were the only other person who really knew what was going on.
What do you want?
I just want to learn from you. Only you can teach me what is really going on in Ankh-Morpork.
You don't fool me.
I don't?
You just want to steal all my knowledge and then use it to further your plans of glory.
Ah, but I know that you know that, and you know that I know that. Which means we're at a stalemate.
And nobody knows
And
nothing.
Since you know more than me, you have the advantage in a stalemate, which means that ultimately you'll beat me.
Yes! Yes! I see. You plan to try and use me, don't you? Well, many have tried to use Malaclypse, and I have beaten them all.
No, I can't hide anything from you, can I?
Very well, I will let you, for as long as it serves my purposes to do so. What did you wish to know?
All kinds of things.
Which deity do you serve?
That's a big question. Which deity do you serve?
I don't serve any deity.
Then I don't serve any deity either.
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
Right. You first.
I serve...
You didn't finish.
I am forbidden by an oath of loyalty never to speak aloud the name of the person of
The ancient mystic order of... Yes, I know all about you.
I wonder if that kind of a thing exists.
Conspiracy, turnwise of the Wormberg, and all but one conspiracy hubwards of the Great Neff.
Your turn.
I am the proud servitor of Errata,
Ooh.
the goddess of misunderstandings, the mistress of mayhem, the countess of confusion, and the duchess of discord.
You know, sometimes I think I'm her servitor, too.
You get a free gold-plated apple if you join this week.
Ooh. Gold-plated even. Can we feed it to a horse?
Tell me about the goddess Errata.
There is no goddess greater than Errata.
Yeah, we know
Has
from
he
the
not
text scroll
looked
at the beginning.
world and seen all the confusion and misunderstanding? Well, who do you think put it there? It didn't happen by chance. Nothing ever happens by chance.
So, every misunderstanding that has ever happened, Errata was behind them all.
Yes. She has started wars, and she has ended wars. Millions have died for the glory of Errata.
And presumably most of them believe they were dying for something else.
Oh, yes. The goddess is shrewd in her ways.
She must be very powerful.
There is no goddess more powerful than Errata.
Then why doesn't she just make everyone into her follower?
Let me tell you something, Luton. Everyone is a follower of Errata.
They just don't know it.
They just don't know it.
How come you know that you're a follower of Errata?
I only think I'm a follower of Errata. I might be a follower of someone else, and I wouldn't even know it.
Errata thinks of everything, doesn't she?
I mean, she's the goddess of confusion, discord, and such. So, of course, nobody will think that they are a follower of Errata because they already are, but they just don't know it. It's all about the confusion and misunderstanding. Makes really a lot of sense when you think about it. But don't think about it too much. It might hurt your brain.
You said you knew all but one conspiracy, Hubwards of the Great Neff. What's the one conspiracy you don't know?
If I knew that, I would know all the conspiracies, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
You don't know anything about that one conspiracy?
Nothing.
Then how do you know that there is another conspiracy?
Because when I put all the other conspiracies together, I can see the pieces missing.
In other words, you can tell there's a conspiracy because you can't see it.
Everything casts a shadow, Luton. At least of some kind.
What if the missing pieces are a ruse by one of the conspiracies you do know about to try and distract you from paying attention to what they're doing?
No, that's too far-fetched.
It's a conspiracy. They're all far-fetched. And I ain't talking about the Pokemon.
So, is there a formal church of Errata?
I am the formal church of Errata.
What?
I hold her sacred emblem.
And what would that be?
The middle
The
fish?
scarlet totem that I wear around my neck.
And how do you go about joining the church?
I told you. Everyone is part of the church of Errata. They just don't know it.
I wonder if Discworld has globe world conspiracy nuts. Probably. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprising if there's somebody who believes that there is a world that is actually a sphere, not a disc.
Tell me about the counterweight killings.
Rumor has it that the Sun Emperor's private assassin is here in Ankh-Morpork. silencing those who have found out about the conspiracy to keep the Agatean Empire out of the secret trade talks at Ecclepon, thus ensuring that the counterweight continent's stature in the world economy is weakened.
Interesting.
Hold on, slow down a minute. Who's the Sun Emperor?
The ruler of the Agatean Empire, of course.
The Agatean Empire? That's on the counterweight continent, is it?
Shh. Not so loud. Don't you know about the patrician's conspiracy to deny the existence of the counterweight continent to the populace? He could have us killed just for talking about it.
But everyone knows that the counterweight continent is real. We had a tourist from there a couple of years ago.
Privately, everyone knows, yes. But publicly, it's still just a legend. And the patrician makes sure it stays that way.
So what you're telling me is that an assassin from a nation that publicly doesn't exist is here killing off certain influential figures.
Exactly!
And all this has to do with a trade meeting at Ecclepon.
Apparently, there may be more to it than that.
Why Ecclepon? That's hundreds of leagues away.
Yes, but Ecclepon is the nearest port to the Agatean Empire. And agents of the Ochre Revolution from the counterweight continent are going to be at the meeting.
I see.
I think you're digging too deep into the conspiracies now. And also, if is the patrician going the same way as he went with dragons, that if you stop believing in a thing, it will not exist? So if he gets enough people to stop believing in the counterweight continent, it'll vanish? Or just somehow weaken a lot? Doesn't he know that if that happens, all of the Discworld would be off balance, and it would probably fall off of Atuin's back? It'll send the whole Discworld into the freaking space and kill everybody. Patrician is an idiot.
Do you know a woman by the name of Carlotta von Uberwald? Have you seen her around the temple?
Oh, yes. I know her. She's part of one of the darkest conspiracies. And they're plotting to take over the world by stealing the lost treasures of Errata and turning them towards a dark purpose.
What now?
Don't trust her, Luton. Trust no one.
You know about Mundy's murder?
Of course.
Was she here when he was killed?
Yes. Yes, she was.
Okay, so that's her alibi then.
Do you know Al Kali?
The dwarf? Yes, he's an associate of Horst's. A minor player in the greater scheme of things, but dangerous nonetheless.
Does the word Azil mean anything to you?
Azil? Yes. He was an Ascari in the Great Neff a couple of centuries ago, involved in the Great Light Dam conspiracy, which culminated in the theft of 12 barrels of light from the sacred distilleries of E, the Lost City.
E? That's the name of a lost city? E? Cool. Where are we going, Dad? We're going to E. Where? That's just a letter, Dad. No, E. 2 E's. It's Lost City. We're going to look for it. Okay. E it is then.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa and a man named Two Conkers?
No.
No? I thought you knew everything.
Not everyone is important in the grand scheme.
Seems like it lost a few letters out of its name. I'm sure it was supposed to be E! At least 6 E's in it. Yeah, there is a town called E. It's 2 I's, and that's it. In Finland, yes. There's a lot of silly names for towns in Finland. E. Great music in this place. Yli-i.
Most of the statues were a mystery to me, but I recognized the odd face. There was Zephyrus, the god of slight breezes, and Lamentatio, the goddess of interminable opera. I thought I could see FedEx, messenger of the gods, in one corner.
FedEx. Yep, for real, Andrew, for real.
Religious emblems were scattered throughout the place. The sacred lace of Hyperopia, the goddess of shoes. The holy trolley of Mr. Safeway. The blessed chamber pot of the whinging martyrs of Constipata. Anything could become a sacred relic if you weren't careful enough.
What was
the sacred lake, the holy trolley of Mr. Safeway.
Mr. Safeway.
The blessed chamber pot of the whinging martyrs of Constipata.
Constipata, yes, I can see why they're called Constipata martyrs, yes. There's something familiar about this. Kind of looks like one of those statues that come to life in Zelda games. You know, you have to shoot the eye with an arrow to make them stop them from moving. Kind of looks like them, don't it? There's something else to it as well. It's the head. It looks like a diving helmet, but... No, it's not a Mogus. Keep that away from here. There's something else. It's just the shape and the look of the head that reminds me of something. I can almost like see something looking like that moving. It's like an animation or CGI. I can almost see like what that reminds me of, but it's like it's right there, but I can't connect it to where I've seen this kind of a thing. It always bothers me when you're like this, that it reminds you of something, you almost remember it, but you can't exactly remember. Right now, I'm just deep in thought, just trying to remember what it reminds me of. Reminds you of Asimo's head. Where is that from? Oh, that robot. Yeah, I had to look it up. A little bit only. The head display is a lot bigger. Not that small of a hole. But to me, it's something else, something more sinister, like a horror movie or a horror film. This is gonna bother me all night. I know it. No, Gord has just a slit. You know. It's not a hole like that. It's a slit as a visor. Looks like the head where nuclear waste cleanup crews wear. Kind of. That actually... BioShock! That's it! It's one of the big daddies in BioShock. They have heads like that. Don't they? At least in 2? Was it the BioShock 2 where the big daddies have that kind of a helmet? Yeah, it's a big daddy. That's it. That's what it reminded me of. Yeah, it's a big daddy from BioShock 2. Thank you, Eldridge. You have saved my life.
Behind Mooncalf was a beautiful stained glass window depicting Morphine, the angel of dreams, passing the recipe for the Discworld's first pizza to a mortal.
Okay.
Behind Mooncalf was a beautiful stained glass...
An angel called Morphine showed a mortal how to make pizza. Why not? It's Discworld.
I was drawn to Mooncalf by his religious fervor. He was the kind of man who wouldn't miss a single event in the temple, no matter how trivial.
You okay there?
He also struck me as the kind of fanatic who knew 100 words for infidel, and not one for compromise.
Anybody else notice his voice sounds different there? What the hell happened to his voice? You okay there, Luden? I hope you're okay.
You with the hat. Have you accepted Anu Anu into your heart?
Anu Anu?
The name isn't you with the hat.
I prefer
it's
Aku Aku.
And no, I haven't accepted Anu Anu into my heart. Why should I?
For it is written in the book of Kelpie, he who has not the spirit of Anu Anu in his heart shall have his heart eaten by the Divine One on the day of judgment.
I'll take that chance.
Or you may mock infidel, but the day of judgment is coming, mark my words. The signs are clear, the omens are unquestionable, the stars are right and the auguries are undeniable.
What about the auspices?
The auspices are fair to light with a small chance of judgment day later in the eon.
I think you're taking the auspice.
No, it sounded more like somebody actually put a voice mod on him. Like I could put the voice mod to make
my voice sound a lot lower. So, somebody accidentally turned that on. Or the edited, just in the editing progress, something went wrong and it's like slowed down his
speech. Because it certainly was still Rob Brydon, but it was just modified by accident, I guess.
So, here I am, a fresh punter. Why should I choose your religion over anyone else's?
Because Anu Anu is the true god of gods, more mighty and strong than all the others put together.
About half the gods in this temple alone claim to be the true god of gods.
But Anu Anu reveals himself through his divine miracles.
Such as?
Ever looked at your thumb? Ever really thought about it? Ever considered what you couldn't do if you didn't have a thumb?
Anu Anu is the god of thumbs?
No, but Anu Anu bites away the thumbs of the non-believer.
I'm not convinced. Anything else?
Join the cult of Anu Anu now to receive a free faux pearl statuette of the great god Anu Anu, a $90 value, absolutely free. Be the envy of your friends as they roast in the fires of Sogorop.
Thanks, but I'll pass.
That wasn't Darth, that was supposed to be Thanos.
This is Darth Vader, voice mod. This is Thanos.
At least that's what they say in the voice mod, so...
Did your church buy that window?
We are not a church, we're a cult.
What's the difference?
Demographics. Churches appeal to the high society element. Good for funding, but bad for grassroots support. Now, your average cult has much more of a street-level membership. Not so much money, but easier to get things done.
Well, did your cult buy that window?
No. It was purchased by the Eternal Seers of Revelation Joe many years ago. It depicts the moment when the Divine Prophet was given the recipe for pizza by the Creator.
Revelation
How come
Joe.
you're working in front of it?
The Eternal Seers ran out of support decades ago.
It figures.
Well, it's because I'm not Josh Brolin, dude. Nobody can sound like Josh Brolin other than Josh Brolin himself.
So what is Anu Anu the god of?
Anu Anu is above being bound to one single concept or idea. He is power incarnate.
Come on, level with me. What is he the god of?
It's not to be discussed with non-believers.
So this is less of a religion and more of a lucky dip.
Oh, I feel sorry for you on Judgment Day.
There's gonna be a Judgment Day soon? He hasn't really said when it's coming. He's just said it's gonna be arriving soon, but what's gonna happen and when?
Now let me get this straight. The Eternal Seers of Revelation Joe worshipped pizza.
No, my child. The legends say that the first pizza was created by the Klatchian mystic Ronron Revelation Joe Sawadi, who claimed to have been given the recipe in a dream by the creator of the Discworld himself. Allegedly, the creator said that the pizza was what he had intended all along. Those who have seen the original say that what the creator had in mind was a small cheese and pepperoni affair, with a few black olives, and things like mountains and seas got added out of last-minute enthusiasm, as so often happens.
So who were the Eternal Seers?
The survivors of the schism of the Turnwise Ones and the resulting Grand Jihad.
Grand Jihad?
Yes. After the deaths of some 25,000 people, the faithful were allowed to add one small bay leaf to the recipe.
So is this divine figure in the window the creator?
Oh no. It is blasphemy for any to depict the rat face of the creator.
Rat face?
Because of his divine stature?
No. Because it is clear that world creation is not a divine act, but a rather straightforward mechanical function. Hence, to praise the creator would be blasphemy.
How does the creator feel about that?
He seems content. He's had some success with his design, apparently. The details are sketchy.
So you're trying to tell me that the pizza depicted in the window is Discworld? Is that what they're trying to say? Because they're talking about the creation of the world. So the pizza is Discworld. At least that's what I followed here.
You keep mentioning Judgment Day. What do you mean?
Mark my words, it's coming. Darkness and evil shall descend on this city, and fetid corruption shall consume the very souls of the unbelievers. Only the followers of Anu Anu shall be saved.
Darkness and evil? How exactly are we going to tell Judgment Day from any other day in Ankh-Morpork?
By the time you realize what's going on, it shall be too late.
It generally is.
Is there any warning signs or any way to prepare for it?
I asked Mooncalf if Carlotta was in the temple when Mundy was murdered. Frankly, he didn't seem very sure. His face took on a vacant look, like someone trying to remember who won the boat race in the year of the asthmatic antelope.
Yes.
Asthmatic antelope?
Yes, I believe I saw her in the temple that night.
Does she come here often?
She is indeed a regular of the Temple of Small Gods. I myself have lectured her at great length on the virtues of the cult of Anu Anu.
Why does she come here?
Why does anyone come here, Luton? For answers. For absolution. Perhaps simply out of boredom. But mostly for something to give her life a meaning.
What makes you think life has a meaning?
20 million zealots can't all be wrong.
No.
There are 20 million members of your cult?
Not of this cult. But every religion is testament to the quest for meaning, even if our cult is the only true religion.
Don't you feel like you're just servicing a group of selfish, self-obsessed, half-wit deities whose ability to survive without you is considerably less than your ability to survive without them?
Watch your tongue, Luton. Talk like an atheist and you can expect a lightning bolt to strike you where you least expect.
I'll take my chances.
I also wonder, how many people live on this planet, on Discworld? Has there ever been a number of, like, assumption on how many people actually live in Discworld?
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Khali?
My time belongs to the god Anu Anu, and I'd thank you not to waste it.
Do you know a woman?
They are not followers of Anu Anu.
Have you heard of the counterweight killings?
I have not.
Nothing at all? Heard about any ritualistic killings in Ankh-Morpork?
Again, I have not.
I was suspicious. Most religious fanatics would have turned the counterweight killings into fuel for their zealous fire. Mooncalf's silence spoke more than words. Not literally. It wouldn't be much of a silence if it spoke. I imagine silences get kicked out of school for that sort of thing. The point was, I was suspicious of Mooncalf. There was something he wasn't telling me.
And also the year of the asthmatic antelope. Is that a thing, Eldris? Is that how their horoscope or zodiac work? Is like the Chinese year calendar? Just really weird animals?
I asked Mooncalf where he was when Mundy was murdered. He seemed to take it in his stride. Perhaps religious fanatics are used to being suspects in murder investigations.
I was holding a service at that time.
Where?
Here, in the sanctum of the Temple of Small Gods.
So you have witnesses?
But of course. My entire congregation saw me give a glorious sermon in honor of Anu Anu.
So you can give me the names of some of your congregation to back up your alibi.
Betray the confidence of my flock? You must think me shallow of faith, Luton, to propose such a barbaric plan of action.
Shall I take that as a no, then?
You'll take it as it is.
I'm trying to find out why a troll named Sapphire would lie to me. Any thoughts?
I prefer to involve myself with more spiritual matters.
Well, I'll be on my way.
I'll be here should you choose to repent. Did I tell you that we're giving away free tea towels to anyone who joins this week?
No, but you mentioned about the statue.
The only non-denominational feature in the temple was a small pool of water in the central atrium. What was I going to do? Go for a swim?
Take a bath.
The richer religions could afford to put up a stained glass window in honor of their deity. I could see images of the sconing of Saint Stephanie the Blonde, the apotheosis of Judas Asparagus, and the parting of the red-headed prophet.
Judas
The chamber
Asparagus?
was surrounded by so many different art styles, it was hard to decide which one I hated the most. I didn't need a totem, and I wouldn't steal one from here even if I did. It would have been satisfying to smash up one of the statues, but it would probably have caused a lot of trouble.
Did I ask you about
I
Mundy's
need your
murder?
help again, Malaclips.
They'll all need my help sooner or later. They just don't know it yet.
What do you know about Sapphire?
That troll is nothing but trouble. She's in with the Breccia, you know, the troll mafia. She ran up huge gambling debts, and now she works for them until she's paid them off.
Ah.
Do you know Malachite?
They're planning to have him killed.
They? Who are they?
Nobody knows who they are. Only they know who they are. Maybe. I think they're the same ones who are putting poison in the beer.
What do you know about Mundy's murder?
Mundy, you say? Yes! He was killed by the forces of the 8th Conspiracy of Cleft in order to prevent him from delivering his message.
Are we talking about the same Mundy?
I highly doubt it.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa and a man named Two Conkers?
No.
No? I thought you knew everything.
Not everyone is important in the grand scheme.
I'll have to go. The truth.
Trust no
Truth is out there,
one.
trust no one. X-Files.
I've got some more questions for you, Sapphire.
Sapphire busy. Leave her alone.
I ain't got time to leave you alone. And also, my foot is tangled up in wires. There. Jesus.
You lied to me, Sapphire. Strung me along with that Madame...
What? No. Sapphire.
The trawl in Madame Lode... Malik.
You try.
Don't... I know...
Look.
She was... So, you want...
Not the same text as before. Same dialogue. Would have thought that we got some leads out of Malik clips. Nothing.
I'll be back.
That's...
I wonder if Mankin knows anything about this money that she has suddenly gotten for herself.
Come to persecute me. A man's gotta have a hobby. Where did Sapphire get all that money from?
Ha, ha, ha. You never give up, do you?
That's considered an asset in my line of work.
Just leave me alone, Luton. I'm sick of the sight of you. I'm sick of talking to you, and I am sick of all your damn questions.
Look, you know I'm not gonna give up. Why not just pretend you've held out for a commendable length of time and finally cracked?
It could be our little secret. Luton, if anyone starts saving up to get an assassin for you, let me know, will you? That's one cause I'd gladly give generously to.
In the meantime, what about Sapphire's money?
I didn't even know she had any money.
She claims to have won it over at the casino.
At Saturnalia? You've got to be kidding. If Sapphire had a big win, the whole town would know about it by now. No, I'd be prepared to bet it has something to do with whoever she met when she missed her shift.
Who did she meet?
I've no idea. All I know is she missed her shift because she had to meet someone.
Thanks for your help.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, Luton.
Finally getting somewhere.
That's all for now.
Always a pleasure.
I've got some more questions for you, Sapphire.
Sapphire, leave...
You may be busy, but I don't care.
I hear you had a mysterious meeting not too long ago. Not long after, you turn up with a lot of money. Sounds like an awfully big coincidence to me.
Stop harassing Sapphire. Already told Luton. Won the money at Saturnalia.
Lies, all lies. Now, how are we gonna find out about this secret meeting?
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
There was something about the way the other members of the Watch looked at me that let me know that no matter how innocent I was still stained with suspicion. Still, I'll take the stains of suspicion over the tarnish of guilt. Suspicion was easier to wash out. Sometimes I think I'd just give up and crawl inside a whiskey bottle. Except that you can only do that if you are less than 1 inch high.
I don't know where Iselta is.
Doesn't look like I'm too welcome around here. Of course, I haven't been welcome here since I got kicked off the force, but at least then they just thought I was corrupt. Now they think I'm a murderer.
Nah, Luton, you've got it all wrong. They don't think you're a murderer. They think,
That my personal hygiene is appalling?
no.
That I have the Clutchian plague?
No.
Face it, they think I'm a murderer.
You know, give me a minute, I'll think of something.
Nobby, you've never thought of something printable in your entire life. Why should you start now?
I'm sure Iselta is fine about the morning, Gabriel. I mean, I just thought of it because Iselta's missing out on some good stuff here. And I've got questions from him. But since he's not here to answer my questions, I just want to know more about this world.
You don't happen to know who Sapphire was meeting with when she missed her shift at the Octarine Parrot?
Give me a break, Luton, I don't know everything.
You don't happen to know how a troll singer...
I don't know.
Am I still prime suspect in Mundy's murder?
Afraid so.
Tell me more about these counterweight killings.
I'm not really sure I should, Luton. Sorry.
Come on, Nobby. You can trust me.
Well, no. Look, Luton, I can't tell you.
Why not? Shouldn't I know?
It's not to be discussed with anyone who's not part of the case.
Ah, I see. Well, that makes sense. Obviously, you wouldn't want people not involved with the case learning about it.
Exactly.
And I'm the prime suspect in that case, right?
Well, you're the prime suspect in the Mundy case. But the prime suspect in the counterweight killings is that foreign spy who's been killing all the prominent people. Like that bloke up at Unseen University and that fellow in the Patrician's Palace.
Right. Well, I won't ask any more questions then, seeing as how I shouldn't.
Thank you, Luton. I appreciate it.
I wonder if Nobby even realized that he just blurted it all out. Probably doesn't.
It didn't seem worth asking about that. Well, I'm sure I'll be back.
Yeah, right, Luton.
Any new notes? No mysterious visitors? Right. There's no one here. I mean, even Samael is not playing anymore. Huh. Now we can actually talk to him.
Taking a break, Samael?
Oh, yes. It's not easy working the piano all night.
Well, I'm sure you deserve it.
Thank you, Mr. Luton.
You don't have to call me Mr. Samael. We're old friends.
Sure thing, Mr. Luton. Old friends. I reckon I've earned a right to call you Mister.
As long as that's what you want.
And also, I think it's either Samael there, if you look at him, he's extremely stoned. He has seen some shit, or he's blind. One of those three. Just look at him.
How's business, Samael?
It's pretty good, Mr. Luton. How are things with you?
Not so good. I think I'm so deep in trouble that I haven't even realized it yet.
You haven't had much luck, have you, Mr. Luton?
Not since the Hotel Pseudopolis.
Well, he is a vampire.
Oh, I see.
That's okay, Samael. I don't mind talking to you about it. You're like family.
How about he's seen some shit and gone blind? Maybe he smoked a blunt that made him see a lot of weird shit, and that caused him to become blind. It's all three together.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Sorry, Mr. Luden, I don't know them.
Have you seen Ilsa recently?
You weren't expecting her to be here, were you?
No, I wasn't.
I've not seen her for a while. Last time she was here, she was with a foreign gentleman. I think he might have been from the Agatian Empire.
Yeah, that'd be two conkers, I guess. How come you know about the Agatian Empire? That's not common knowledge, is it?
Worked the piano for enough years and you hear just about everything.
Any idea where they might be now?
I don't know, Mr. Luden, but I think they might be in trouble.
You could be right. What do you know about a dwarf named Alkali?
Sorry, Mr. Luden, I don't...
You hear a lot of talk around here, Samael. Have you heard anything about the counterweight killings?
Oh, yeah. I've heard the talk. It's making the customers nervous.
What do they say?
Just rumors. You know how rumors spread.
Well, let me know if you hear anything that has the ring of truth to it. Do you know anything about the murder of a man named Mundy?
Sorry, Mr. Luden, I don't know anything about that.
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
Sorry, Mr.
I'm trying to find out why a troll named Sapphire would lie to me. Any thoughts?
Sorry, Mr. Luden.
Sorry, Mr. Luton seems to be his name.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
I wouldn't know any.
Okay.
You don't happen to know how a troll...
Sorry, Mr.
You don't happen to know who Sapphire...
Sorry, Mr. Luden.
Well, Samael, you were of great help.
Thanks again, Samael.
No problem, Mr. Luden.
Where could we go and talk to somebody?
I see Sir has
Who? Is the Count... I've got a few more questions for you, Count.
Yes, good questions. Go on.
You don't happen to know who Sapphire was meeting with when she missed her shift at the Octarine Parrot?
I'm sorry, but
Do you know anything?
Mr.
Fine.
I'll be back.
I look...
You know nothing.
I see
Sir, who? Is Carlotta home?
Alas, perhaps.
Tell her.
Why, my...
Do you know anything about the murder of a man named Mundy?
I don't know anything about any murders, sir.
Do you know anything about the counterweight killings?
I don't know anything.
At least he's not shouting at us about the freaking floor anymore.
What can you tell me about the Count?
I regret to inform, sir, that the Count's health has been in gradual decline and that he will probably not live to see the new year.
That's 5 months away.
Sir's grasp of mathematics dazzles me, sir.
What's the problem?
Merely that, unlike Sir, I have not been blessed with a truly dizzying intellect.
With the Count, I mean.
The Count's health has been failing for some years now, but I believe he has never been so bad as since the loss of his one companion.
His companion? Who's that?
I fear that my idle tongue has already revealed too much of the Count's private affairs, and I would ask that Sir respect the Count's privacy, lest I be forced to provide Sir with a thick ear.
Well.
You don't happen to...
I'm sorry.
Is the Count... I've got a few more questions for you, Count.
Go.
One important question at least. Although I don't know how important it is, but...
Your interest in the Mundy case wouldn't have something to do with your missing companion, would it?
Why, Mr. Luton, I'm impressed. You actually do have some detective skills.
What's the deal?
He was my friend. Perhaps my last friend. He was a dwarf of simple tastes, and when I was younger, he drove my carriage for me. These days, given that I am confined to the conservatory, I have no need for a driver, but I kept Regin on the payroll so that I should have someone to talk to.
When did he go missing?
3 days ago.
So not
he took the
too far.
carriage out that night and has not been seen since.
Huh.
And you thought Carlotta might have employed me to look for him?
I was hoping, yes.
I see.
You could always employ me to find him.
Wouldn't that be a conflict of interests?
I don't see why. Anyway, there isn't a conflict of interest that I know about that couldn't be solved with a generous cash settlement.
Be assured that if you can find Regin, I can offer you substantial recompense.
Then I'll see what I can do. The Count gave me an iconograph of Reagan to help my investigations. My mind was already racing. 3 days ago, the Milka arrives. 3 days ago, Reagan disappears. Now, I believe in coincidences. Coincidences happen every day.
Not to mention the killing
I don't
started.
Trust coincidences. Something deeper was going on here, and I was going to find out what. Because I can't stand a secret, and because I have a burning need to find the truth. But mostly, because there was a wad of money in it for me if I found out.
There's a lot of coincidences happening at the same time. So none of it can be a coincidence. There's definitely something happening. All connected to one thing.
I'll be back later.
I look forward to it.
Reagan was Count von Uberwald's driver and confidant. He'd paid me to find him, or to find out what had happened to him, and had given me this picture of him to help. Tell me about Reagan.
Sir?
Reagan, the Count's companion.
Sir seems to have mistaken me for someone who wishes to help him in his inquiry.
Of course.
Listen, you work for the Count, and I'm trying to find Reagan for the Count.
Indeed, sir. But sir has already learned everything that the Count was prepared to tell him about Mr. Reagan, and hence I fear I have nothing to offer him, even should I be threatened with being disemboweled by a crazed rhinoceros.
Jesus. That would be quite the disembowelment. I'm gonna start here. Malaclips has been very helpful with certain questions.
Do you know a dwarf named Reagan?
Ah, yes. He's a member of the Shin Kicker Triad. A minor player, though.
Ha! Ha! A minor player. Get it? Because he's a dwarf. Because he's small. Small. SM all. There we go.
Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
I do not.
This music, for some reason, reminds me a little bit of Sanitarium, when we were in the circus. Ah! Rodin is not working here. At least Malachite is still here.
Well?
Esalta! You've missed out on a lot.
You don't happen to know how a troll singer might end up with a lot of money by any chance?
Find Therma.
You don't happen to know who Sapphire was meeting with when she missed her shift at the Octarine Parrot?
Find Therma.
I'm trying to find out why a troll named Sapphire would lie to me. Any thoughts?
Don't know nothing about that.
Wow, he didn't say find Therma.
Always a pleasure. I'm back.
Let's have a party.
Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
It's faintly familiar, but no, I can't place it.
Still here?
Here's as good as anywhere.
So I can't show the picture? Oh, right, here.
Did you know Reagan well?
Reagan? The Count's driver, you mean? I wouldn't say I knew him well, but I knew him. He was always hanging around the mansion.
What can you tell me about him?
I never trusted him. I always thought he was after the Count's money.
As opposed to you, who had purely altruistic reasons for marrying into wealth.
I was young and I was poor. Besides, I made Ulrich happy.
Well, that's what you say.
You don't happen to know who Sapphire was meeting with when she missed her shift at the Octarine Parrot?
Let's try.
It's not sidetrack. It's
I've
what
got
I'm
things
working
to
on.
do. I'll see you around, Carlotta. I didn't need any of the cards, although I would have liked a few to decorate my office. Maybe the Ace of Octograms, the Inquisitor, the Exquisitor, and the irritating habit of finishing off other people's sentences.
Quite the card.
Can we talk, or do I have to... Wait. Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
Maybe. My memory just isn't as good as it could be.
So I would need to grease up a little.
I reckon a lot of meetings must go on here.
I reckon so.
Anything interesting you can tell me about?
Sorry.
Any way I can make you less sorry?
Listen, Lowton. Saturnalia is home to 100 meetings a night. Some secret, some not so secret. But the one thing that folks can be sure about is that if they want to meet in secret, they meet in secret.
Time to Hello again, Orb.
Luton!
Do a lot of meetings go on here?
Well, this is a popular, if exclusive, meeting place, sure, yeah.
Is it discreet?
Oh, yeah, very, very.
So now we know where the meeting was at.
Do you know a troll?
I've seen
her.
Oh, yeah, she never...
Ever seen a dwarf called Reagan around the casino?
Sure. Well, I've never spoken to him, though.
What does he play?
Truncheon, roulette, onion, craps. He plays them all a little. He always seems to win, but he never pushes his luck. He wins, and then he stops. That's his way.
That's the best way.
Wish I had his luck. I'd make much better use of it.
Maybe I'll see you later.
So what is this game of Onion all about? So Zelda, since you are here now, let me ask you a question. Which of the small gods do you worship? Is it the Flatulus? Or one of these?
Most of the statues were there was Zephyrus, the god of slight breezes. And Lamentatio, the goddess of interminable opera. I thought I could see FedEx, messenger of the gods, in one corner.
Still, that FedEx gets me.
Most of the statues, there was Zephyrus, the god of slight breezes.
I would think that because Zelda is a music person, you would worship Lamentatio.
Opera. I thought I could...
Right? Lamentatio would be your small god? The deity that you would follow? Hey, Lisa!
Religious emblems were scattered throughout the place. The sacred lace of Hyperopia, the goddess of shoes. The holy trolley of Mr. Safeway.
What about Mr. Safeway? Or how about Anu Anu? Also, there's this Zelda.
Behind Mooncalf was a beautiful stained glass window depicting Morphine, the angel of dreams, passing the recipe for the Discworld's first pizza to a mortal.
First pizza to a mortal, but according to Mooncalf's story, it sounded more like the pizza is Discworld. Unless, Zelda, you want to follow Malaclips here and worship Errata, the goddess of misunderstandings and confusion and whatnot.
I need your help. Do you know a dwarf?
Ah, yes. He's a member of the Shin Kicker Triad, a minor player.
Shin Kicker Triad.
I'll have to... The truth.
Try.
Come to persecute a man.
He's gotta have a hobby.
Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
I know a lot of people. That doesn't mean I want to...
That's all for now.
Always a pleasure.
I've got some more... Do you recognize the dwarf in this iconograph?
You must think I know.
I'll be back.
That's...
Can't you see she is the goddess of confusion? What if you turn the song Land of Confusion into Goddess of Confusion and it is a song about errata?
I need your help again, Nobby.
Well, okay, I suppose.
This is the world we live in.
I'm looking for a dwarf
these
named
are the
Raven.
hands
He's
we're
been
given.
missing.
Oh.
Missing? What kind of missing? Missing for a few hours, missing person, missing in the shades?
Missing for a few
Help me out
days.
here, will you?
Missing person, I guess.
How long's he been missing?
3 days.
3 days? You've got to be kidding. That barely counts as a hangover in Ankh-Morpork, let alone a missing person case.
How long would he have to be missing then?
I'd say at least 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Of course, it'd depend on who he was. If the patrician went missing for 3 hours, it'd warrant an investigation.
Justice for some, eh?
I guess that's the watch in a nutshell. Justice for some.
Well, I'm sure I'll be back.
Yeah, right, Luton.
How about this song, Red Right Hand? Don't recognize it. Where could I go and ask people about stuff? And, well, there's nobody at the mausoleum. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Well, that's probably the only song of Nick Cave that I haven't heard. Well, I haven't really heard that many songs by Nick Cave. I think I only know like 2 or 3 songs by Nick Cave. I mean, I know the name. Hey, dairy farmer. Oops. I swear once you hear it, you'll know the song. Probably. Let me test. Let me test if this is true. Just a moment, everybody. Nope, I haven't heard that one.
Still here?
Not for much longer, I hope.
When I gave Ilsa and 2 Conkers' description to the first mate, his eyes lit up.
That sounds like the 2 strangers from the last voyage. You're not with the watch, are you?
Not anymore. Why do you ask?
You just seem to have a good idea of what's going on.
And you thought that meant I was in the watch? Ha! You don't know the Ankh-Morpork watch very well, do you? Do you know a troll?
I can't say.
I showed Reagan's picture to the first mate, and he recognized it.
Yes, I think that was the dwarf who pulled up in a carriage shortly after we docked. I think he collected some of the cargo, too.
Do you remember which way he went?
He drove away upwards at high speed. I wouldn't be surprised if he caused an accident somewhere down the line.
Alright. This was the best place to come. Never would have thought I would get some answers at the wharf, of all places, for Regan.
Can you tell me anything about the carriage the dwarf was driving?
I'm sorry, I can't remember. My memory isn't very good. I need things to jog it.
Would a crowbar work?
But that's not what I meant.
Well, safe voyage, if that's possible.
I mean, like I said, I know Nick Cave by the name, but I probably only heard 2 or 3 songs. Ah, of course, the pier and the wharf are connected.
I have a few more.
You're persistent.
Hey, Robert.
3 nights ago, Reagan left the wharf in Ankh, heading hubwards in a carriage. Did you see him?
Can't help you with that.
Boom, boom, ba-dum, ba.
I see, sir.
Sir,
Who?
I'm here to see you, actually.
3 nights ago, Reagan left the wharf in Ankh, heading hubwards in a carriage. Did you see him?
I'm sorry. I cannot assist, sir, in that matter.
Is the... I've got a few more...
Go.
I found someone who saw Reagan's carriage the other night.
Just let me know when you found Reagan.
I'll be back. Still here? 3 nights ago, Reagan... Did you see him?
Be careful, Luke.
I'll see... Can we talk, or... 3 nights ago, did you... That means nothing to me. Hello again.
Luke.
Somebody give me answers.
That means nothing.
Somebody! Anybody! Please! I need to find this carriage! Ah! Samael, you're my only hope.
Samael, Mr. Luton. 3 nights ago, did you... I wouldn't know any... Do you recognize... Sorry, Mr.
This is going swimmingly, like I was taking a swim in River Ankh.
Come to persecute... A man's got... 3 nights ago, did you ask 2... I've got... 3 nights ago, did you...
Wouldn't know when.
Like I said, it took a swim in the River Ankh.
I need your help again. Hello, I suppose.
I guess Zelda didn't get the joke.
Did anyone report a speeding carriage 3 days ago?
Funny you should ask that.
Sergeant Colon was almost run down by a carriage 3 days ago. He's been going on about it ever since. Says we ought to have speed limits for carriages.
How would you tell what speed a carriage was going?
Well, a watchman's instincts are never wrong.
You could always go for a more preventative approach.
Like what?
Well, you could ban carriages altogether.
Yeah, that'd work.
Hey, you could go one step further. You could ban people from Ankh-Morpork, and then there'd be no crime at all.
True.
Well, there'd still be the trolls and the dwarfs, and the gargoyles, and the gnomes, and the undead and the golems.
They're still people.
The golems don't make much crime, and the gargoyles' only crime is Avicide. And it's not like we're short of pigeons. But the trolls and the dwarfs, well, I mean, they make as much crime as any of the humans, maybe even more.
It's no fun when it's this easy. Like shooting fish at a barrel.
Hey?
Never mind. About this carriage...
He's trying to tell you, Nobby, you're a dumb idiot.
I think he said it was headed for the Magdalen Bridge.
It wasn't much of a lead, but at least it was something. Usually you could only get a lead out of Nobby with a scalpel.
The best way to go with a joke, Eselta, is yes and. What you did was the opposite. You didn't continue the joke. You actually countered it. That kills the joke. That's #1 rule of improv. Yes and. Makes the joke so much better.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think that's what you meant, Lisa. Magdalen Bridge.
The Magdalen Bridge was one of 10 bridges that linked the city of Ankh to the city of Morpork. It was an unremarkable structure, most famous for the number of suicides it attracted. The trouble with trying to drown yourself in the Ankh is that you're more likely to break a leg falling onto the thick crust of the river than actually come near any water. Still, if you were heavy enough, you could eventually sink into the depths. I can think of nicer ways to go, though, and much quicker ones, too.
See, he continued my joke of the diving and such.
Something had clearly lost control on the bridge. Something with wheels. Beyond that, it was difficult to say. I wasn't about to scrape the marks off the bridge. The railings had been damaged. There was no telling when they'd become damaged, though. It wasn't as if I came this way every day. I doubt many people did. I wasn't strong enough to bend the railings back into shape, and frankly, what would be the point? The River Ankh.
Anything else around here? Yeah, but Gabriel, my point is he killed my jokes, so ruined my jokes. There's no fun in it, no comedy, so... I'm in the right here. Stop defending Eselta. I'm right. I am the author of the streamer. Of the streams. I'm the streamer here. I outrank you. I'm the boss. Like a boss.
Some fabric had caught on the railings of the bridge.
And now you're gonna expect me to become whiny and all that? I'm not gonna go that far. The joke died already. I'm gonna go on the route of, you should be listening to me. No, but that's stupid. Besides, I flubbed all of my lines while trying to make that stupid joke, so it didn't work anyway. So who the fuck cares anymore? I always go the low road, Lisa. Because I'm that dumb, I guess. And besides, it's always good to have the higher ground, after all. Oop.
I'd found some fabric caught on the railings of the Magdalen Bridge. It was distinctive enough that I hoped someone would recognize it.
No, I'm just being stupid as Zelda making dumb jokes and everything. Now see, this is why it's good to have a webcam on, because you can see more from my... I would be looking at the camera, you can see from my face that I'm not being serious at all. Is there nothing else here? Really? No, we can't even look over here.
I'd already had to dive onto the Ankh once. I wasn't about to do it again. Besides, the river seemed slightly more liquid here than at the wharf. Well, I use the term liquid loosely. If it wasn't for the fact that it moves faster than the surrounding land, I wouldn't know what to call it.
Sludge. That's a good word for it. Don't worry about it, Gabriel. You were already forgiven about it.
Still here. Have you seen this fabric anywhere before?
Be careful.
Didn't even take any offense as I saw both Lisa and Gabriel providing context and backup, respectively. And I was just being a stupid crybaby saying that I'm the author here, I outrank you. That they shouldn't be taking your side, they should be taking mine. You know, that kind of stupidity.
I see. Who?
Do you
Yes, sir.
mind telling me what it is?
Sir seems to have mistaken me for someone who...
Party power activated.
A pin biz call. Ooh.
Is the Count receiving...
No.
I've got a few more...
Go.
Do you recognize this fabric?
Yeah, yes. It's familiar. Yes. I remember. It's from the carriage. I liked the carriage. Do you know where it is?
From Reagan's carriage?
Yes. Yes, from the canopy.
That's what I thought. I'll be back. I need your help.
They'll...
3 nights ago. Did you? No? I thought you knew.
Bah! He wasn't killed. He's been smuggled out of Ankh-Morpork by a team of crack Ephebian ontological guerrillas.
The what now?
3. Did you? No.
He's been
Ephebian ontological gorillas. I bet that's not a thing in the books. If it is, then definitely we are worshipping Errata here.
Have you seen this fabric anywhere before?
Bah!
Good answer. Good answer.
I have some more. Ask. Did your church buy that window?
We are not a...
What?
No. It was
How? Now let me get this. The Eternals...
Allegedly, the creator said that the pizza was what he had intended all along. Those who have seen the original say so. The survivors of the schism of the
Grand...
Yeah, after the deaths of some 20...
So is this...
Oh, it is...
Because...
No.
How does...
He's had the deep...
Revelation Joe. Still a great name for a prophet or something.
3 nights ago. Did you?
My time belongs... I prefer to involve...
Is there a name of Revelation Joe from the books? I would imagine it being. Alright, Nobe. Let's see if you can tell me anything about this fabric. Highly doubt it, but you're my only hope.
Have you seen this fabric anywhere before?
No.
Thanks. There was really nothing else here? I mean, if the carriage fell down here, which it definitely has.
Something had clearly... Something...
I mean, it is the River Ankh. We should see something in there. But apparently there's nothing. Oh well. I have no idea where to go to ask more about this. Oh! Right. They've left.
Along the length of the wharf were hundreds of posts for mooring ships to. It seemed like a lot of bollards to me. When the Milka left, someone must have left one of the mooring lines behind. That was careless. Some people will steal anything.
And we will steal this line.
If I pride myself on anything, it's that I don't steal without a good reason. Well, I don't steal rope without a good reason.
Reason would be attaching it to this. So we can lower ourselves to the River Ankh.
Some people will steal anything, and that includes me, it seems.
There we go. Now let's go down this side of the bridge.
I suppose I could have attached the grapple to the railings and rappelled down to the River Ankh, but that was a dangerous way of searching the river. I had a feeling there was a better way to use the grapple to search the river.
Fishing hook. Where are you going? It's this way. Dumbass. Let's fish for a dwarf. Or carriage.
There was something down there. I was sure of it. But I wasn't strong enough to pull it up.
There's only one person we can ask for help when it comes to strength. Oh, Malachite!
Well, Listen carefully, Malachite. I've been patient with you, and you owe me a favor. I need you to use the grapple to pull something out of the River Ankh. I don't know for sure what it is, but it's big. Too big for me to lift. But you could do it, and I figure you owe me one.
Found Therma?
Look, Therma is dead. Remember? We found her in the mausoleum.
Not Therma. Therma alive. Find Therma.
Look, she is dead. Get used to it.
Not dead. Find Therma.
All right, you big dumb troll. I'll carry on looking for Therma if you help me get this thing out of the river. Do we have a deal?
I pull thing. You find Therma.
Yes. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Or something. Whatever you want scratched, within reason.
Don't want scratching. Find Therma.
Okay. You pull thing, I find Therma. Got it?
Need grapple.
That may be the first intelligent thing you've said to me. Ready now?
You lead.
With pleasure.
I bet he's gonna pull out the whole carriage.
I hadn't been able to move whatever it was in the river. Malachite pulled it up onto the bridge like it was made of paper.
Well, he's a troll.
I wasn't surprised to learn it was Reagan's carriage, but it still wasn't clear how it ended up going off the bridge.
Hello. A jewelry box.
Amidst the wreckage, I found a small ornamental box. But before I could examine it in detail, Malachite took an interest. I didn't want to give it to him, but he looked like he'd rupture a fault line if I didn't. He kept insisting that the box proved that Therma was alive, or at least that's my best interpretation of what he was trying to say. With his usual annoying habit, Malachite just walked off, taking the box with him.
Okay.
That left me to get back to my usual habit of not really knowing what was going on.
Curious. But I think we found Reagan.
There was no doubt that it was Reagan, and there was no doubt that he was dead. The poor sap must have suffocated in the Ankh.
Yeah, I would imagine that you don't drown in the Ankh. You just suffocate because it's such a thick goop. Hey, Pille Palle. Did you just make Frass go ook ook ook? I wonder if Frostwar actually understands if we go ook ook at him. That he'll... I wonder if he's ever played the Discworld games. If he hasn't, I'm gonna request him to play them.
The carcass of Reagan's carriage lay on the bridge like a beached whale. I searched it, but I'd already found everything of interest. The remains of a crate was all that was left. I searched Reagan's body, but all I found was a pair of tiny bite marks on his ankle. Either he'd been bitten by a snake or a very small vampire.
Well, if a vampire bit him, he would be a vampire right now. So, must there be something else? Well, let's bring the news to the, bring the news to the Count.
I see, sir.
Who is the... But I've got a few more questions.
Go.
I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
It's Regan, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
He's dead.
I'm afraid so. I found his carriage near the Mordland Bridge. It must have lost control and skidded into the river. Regan must have drowned or suffocated. It's hard to say with a river like the Ankh.
Very well. Of course. I will pay you for your time. If you should hear anything else in connection with this case, please let me know. Otherwise, consider the case closed.
There is one thing. I think Regan may have been involved with a troll singer named Therma. I'm not really sure about the details. I'm sort of investigating the Therma case at the moment. But since I'm not getting paid for it, I may have to give it up.
Indeed. How would you feel if I were to pay you for the Therma case and you continued to investigate it?
I'd feel a little bit richer and a lot happier.
Very well. It's agreed.
All right. That's a good way to go to sleep, counting the bunnies. I haven't tried to count all the bunnies that they have in the Q Bunny TV, but never been able to actually count how many there are. Because they keep moving around and it's hard to tell, you know, some of them apart, so you might be counting the same bunny twice. Although they are all, you know, different looking. Like they have you can easily tell who's who. Like there are no similar looking bunnies there at all. Everybody's favorite is Little Gangsta. Everybody loves Little Gangsta. There's a simple answer to that question. Not enough.
Still here. Reagan's dead.
I'm not surprised.
You don't seem to care.
Everybody dies, Luton. Mundi, Reagan, even you.
What's your point?
No point. That's just life.
And we know we're gonna die. I mean, that's how the game started. This is still a flashback that we're living here. Remember that.
I've got things to do. I'll see you around, Carlotta. Can we... A dwarf got... You wouldn't happen...
No, so...
Well, I'm back. Do you know anything about Reagan's murder?
Find Thelma.
What's in that box that you found? Never mind.
I need your...
They'll...
Do you know anything about Reagan's murder?
Reagan was secretly a member of the Dwarfish Tongs. He was rubbed out in a gangland skirmish between the Shin-Kicker Triad and the Neck Cleaver Elite.
I bet you have no idea what you're talking about.
I've got some more...
Yeah, I know. Busy. Now answer some questions. Or at least one. Did you kill Rita?
Do you know anything about Reagan's murder?
You ask too many questions.
Goes with the job, lady. It goes with the job.
Come to persecute a man's... Do you know anything about Reagan's murder?
No, don't even know who he is.
The most straightforward answer I'm getting out of you, mister. They still haven't got rid of Mundy's corpse, huh? The watch is slow today.
I need your help. I told Nobby about finding Reagan's body and the carriage in the river by the Maudlin Bridge, and he promised he'd check it out. I knew Nobby, though. The best I could hope for would be he'd pass a memo on to someone else, and I wasn't hopeful for even that. Nobby had a simple attitude to police work. If a job's worth doing, it's worth finding someone else to do it for you.
I mean, that sounds like Nobby, right? Where can I go ask about anything? Whom have I not gone to? Who would be the one to give me a good lead about things? Well, I'm gonna try you, even though I'm sure I won't get any answers.
I have... Do you know anything?
That's...
Thoughts up. Can't even ask about Therma anymore. It's all about Sapphire. The secret meeting was at the casino, but we haven't even gotten any better leads about the casino. But where can I go ask about the secret meeting? I've been asking about everybody in Saturnalia. They told me that's definitely the place where it happened, but none of them specifically said that it was her meeting. I mean, there's gotta be somebody who actually saw the meeting, so they could give me some kind of a leeway of who she was meeting there. So, I know that Carlotta is not gonna give me any kind of information
Still here.
because she don't care about this kind of business that's happening on the side. Oh, still gonna try.
I'm trying to... Any thought?
Be careful.
You don't...
Let's try.
You don't...
Let's try.
Yeah.
Can
Welcome
we
back.
talk, or do I have to play? I reckon a lot of... Or anything... So, any... Listen,
Saturnalia, but the one thing that folks can...
hello again.
Luke.
Do you know what
I've seen her.
Seen her.
Oh, yeah. She never looks...
Do you know a troll?
Oh, she...
Do a lot.
Well, this is a... Oh,
Ever seen a dwarf?
sure. Well, I've never...
What does he play?
He plays... He always seems to win. He wish...
I don't think you want any of his luck right now.
Maybe I'll see you later.
Cause he dead, yo. And earlier I said that this game is easy. At least the puzzles have been easy, but now I cannot even think of where I could go to get some leads on any of the cases here. Like where I could find any info about the carriage. Or Therma for that matter. Or Sapphire. Where could I go? I mean, there's definitely some places that won't give me any kind of information. It's a wonder that nobody here would give me any extra information about the secret meeting. My head explode. Think. Think. Nobby, useless. This place, useless. The parrot, useless. Small gods, useless. Malachite, useless. The dwarf, nobody there anymore. Pier, useless. Nobody at the office making a surprise visit. I mean, if I'm going through all of the places that I could go for get some info, pretty much all of them are like useless. Even this place, and maybe Samael is useless. So the only place that I've got left is the bridge and the mausoleum. But there's nobody there. God damn it. I can't think of anybody I could talk to about anything that would give me a lead. So let's think. Sapphire lied about knowing about Therma. But she does believe that Therma is dead while Malachite is still saying that Therma is alive. And then Sapphire got a lot of money because she went to a secret meeting in Saturnalia. But the people at that place, they say that it's a good place for a secret meeting, but nobody's saying, like, what happened at the secret meeting. There's gotta be somebody who saw something. Blech. Nobby is completely useless. I've asked all about him and he doesn't know shit. Who wants to put their head together with me and become super dumb? Because usually they say that putting two heads together is smarter than one, but my brain is on the table. Shit about some things that probably don't even exist. Carla doesn't want to talk about any of this because she considers it all sidetrack and not focusing on the main thing. The only thing I got out of War, but the Wizard, was that secret meetings happened at the casino. And nothing else. Malachi is often no help, and he's also only thinking about Therma. There was nothing else on the carriage and around the river bend. Although...
Mankin told me that Sapphire had met with someone secretly. I didn't know who or when. Frankly, it only just qualified as a clue. When I burst in on Sapphire, she would... Now, I'm not a suspicious person. Well, that's not true, is it? I'm suspicious as hell. And a troll with a lot of money was as suspect as cut-me-own-throat Dibbler's sausage in a bun.
I had a thought, but now I've forgotten it. Let me trail back to my thoughts. It was about something about Sapphire, talking to somebody about it, or... But who was it that I was thinking of? Somebody specific about this situation. Was it Sapphire that I wanted to talk about this? Maybe not. It feels like I had a good idea, but looking at the notebook actually made me forget what I had in mind. Don't you hate it when that happens? That you derail your own thoughts. And then you can't remember what you were thinking of. Because it had something to do with Sapphire. Something to do with Sapphire, but I don't remember if I wanted to go straight to Sapphire and ask about it. She had a secret meeting with somebody somewhere. We don't know who, but it's definitely that person gave her the money. What was it? I really hated that I derailed myself and now I cannot get the idea back. Oh, fuck's sake.
I searched it. The carcass of Ray.
There wasn't anything there. Think again. Go back to how you started thinking. I guess murder is now pretty much those people who don't like them, and then she has some and she has your money and this meeting, etc. Well, it wasn't Carlotta or the Count. I am kicking myself for not remembering. Why can't I remember? It was such a good idea. It was such a good idea I had in mind. What the fuck was it? I hate myself. It's like just a huge hole in my mind right now. God damn it. I can't remember. I simply cannot remember. Felt like a good idea, but God damn it. Somebody bonk me on the head, please. No, I was just mumbling through it. And then I just said that what if? And then I went to the notebook and looked at the clues and completely forgot what my idea was. And now I'm struggling. There's some peace and quiet. I mean, all I just remember is I was going like through the clues and such in my mind. I was just going through them in my mind, thinking of all the clues that I've got that we can go right now, which is Regis's murder and all these Sapphire ones. Then I started thinking about Sapphire, something else like the casino, because of the secret meeting. That will be the place where somebody could have witnessed it, but nobody's telling me anything. And then I got an idea where I said, like, wait a minute, what if? What if? Then I went to the notebook and did this.
When I burst in on Seth, now I'm...
And completely forgot what the hell the idea was. And I still can't remember. What the fuck was my idea? Why are you so stupid? Why am I so stupid? I wasn't calling you guys stupid, I was calling myself stupid there twice. Ah! Nothing irks me more than getting a good idea and then forgetting it by doing something dumb. Never should have opened the notebook to look at the clues. I can't because it's not a clue. The idea. Because I felt so good about the idea. How can I forget so fast? I really hate my brain sometimes. We're gonna be stuck here forever if I can't think of the idea that I had. And I refuse to look up a walkthrough. Come on, think. Think again. Think back. Something to do with Sapphire. Something to do with Sapphire. Something to do with Sapphire. But where did I want to go and talk about it? Oh. I think I'm gonna get a headache from thinking too hard.
I've got some more questions for you, Sapphire.
Sapphire busy. Leave her alone.
I'm just thinking so hard that I'm exhausting myself.
I hear you had a mistake not long after. You sounds like a...
Stop, Harry. Already told Luton.
Right. So... You lied to me, strung me along. Don't I know?
Look,
She was. Do you know any?
You ain't.
What do you?
You must think.
I'll be back.
I have no idea where to go! I just want to strangle something right now. I'm so frustrated. But I want to remember it now, Bannigan, so we can progress in the game. We have been stuck here for 20 minutes now because I can't remember. I'm just back to square one, thinking about all the possibilities, and nothing comes to mind. Where to even begin? Feels like I've talked to everybody about everything and nothing comes up.
I have a few more questions.
Your
Do you know
that?
You don't happen to know who
That's...
Right now, I'm just defeated. Completely defeated. Because my stupid brain doesn't want to work. Fuck's sake! Is this even entertaining to anybody? All you're hearing is just me groaning. Why are you all here? Why is anybody watching this? Buy our shirts. Ugh. Why am I cursed to be in this meat prison? I almost get the feeling that nobody's watching this anymore. And actually, I do have a feeling nobody's watching this anymore. I mean, there's nothing to watch. There hasn't been anything to watch for the past 30 minutes. I'm open for ideas. So far, everybody that I've talked to has not been helpful in any way. The lady? Are you talking about Carlotta? Yeah, you're talking, and not daughter, daughter-in-law. I already talked to her and she don't give a fuck about the Sapphire. I don't know where Ilsa is. She's completely vanished. I mean, she was almost murdered at the casino, remember? So she has fled and gone underground.
Well? You don't happen to...
Fine. Yep, that's all he says. Where's Disney? Fuck. I'm Malachi, the fucking idiot. Ugh. Good decision, Zelda. Escape this nightmare. I can't show anybody the tooth. That has nothing to do with the sapphire. Besides, every time he says that it's a bad idea because of the family, they will try to hunt me down because I've stolen from their mausoleum. We can't ask around about the missing carriage. We know it's not missing anymore. Banneken, we have found the carriage. We know Regan was murdered. That's what we're investigating now. Nothing to do with the missing carriage anymore.
Still here. There didn't seem much point discussing that with Carlotta.
Nope, it is not. No back command.
I've got some more. I wasn't about to flash the stolen tooth around.
See?
Someone might...
That's what he says. It's so fun when I get a part in an adventure game where I'm just completely stuck and stubbornly don't want to look up a walkthrough. Wasting everybody else's time. I could be doing something productive right now. But nope, I'm just keeping everybody here because I cannot think of where I haven't been and what I haven't done. I am not gonna be showing the tooth to anybody, Kunfutsu. Especially not Nabi, because he would be the least of help. Why would I even want to show the tooth to anybody? Stop focusing on the tooth and focus on the other things, please. Forget the tooth. It is unimportant. If somebody else mentions the tooth, nothing will happen. I'll just refuse. I'll just refuse the existence of the tooth. Whom have I not talked to about these things? Like, seriously. I thought I've talked with everybody.
Samael.
I know that you're not of any help, Samael, but I'm gonna try.
You don't saw him, Mr. Lu.
Yeah, nothing.
You don't saw him.
Nothing.
Do you know anything about Reagan's murder? Saw him, Mr.
Nothing. Nothing. Completely useless. Just go back to playing the piano, asshole. That's how frustrated I am right now. I'm just gonna be calling everybody a bitch, an asshole, or something. Nothing but curse words coming out of my mouth. Sapphire won't give me any information. Mankin gave me the information from the secret meeting. She is of no help because she don't give a fuck. The others say that this would be the perfect place for a secret meeting, but they didn't. Apparently, they didn't witness anything. The Count won't help me about anything because he's totally useless. Nubby is totally useless. Samael we can forget for the rest of the game, pretty much. Nobody at the office. Malachite is even more useless than Samael. Mooncalf and Malaclips, no go. I've talked with everybody, why haven't I gotten any info about anything? How is this even possible? Do I need to talk to the rubble here?
I examined the body closely, but all...
This is ridiculous. What have I missed?
Still here. Does Azil mean anything to you?
Azil? Wasn't he a madman from the Great Neff? Some kind of religious maniac?
Go on.
That's it. That's all I can remember.
Useful.
I have some ask. Does the word Azil mean anything to you?
I prefer to involve my...
Da 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 dee da da dee Oh. Malachite, what's in the box? Where did you put it? Why can't we have it? Why? Now I'm really wondering how long we've been stuck in this one part. It's been a long while since I've been this stubborn, hasn't it? I mean, with the other Discworld games, I even looked up hints, but not this one.
There was an ordinary bell on the reception desk. There was something about it that really made you want to strike it. I really wanted to ring the bell, but given that Nobby was right in front of me, it would just have wound him up.
Do it then. Just keep ringing it until even Nobby gets annoyed by it. At least then we would have some fun around here. People around there when we just that night's already talking about it, so it's pretty much pointless to talk about the Monday case with anybody. So pretty much the focus is Reagan and Sapphire right now, but nobody's gonna help me about Reagan and Sapphire because I believe I have to talk to everybody about it. So what is it that I have missed? What is out there? Truth is out there. There's no one. What is it that we have missed? It's gotta be somebody I gotta talk to. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. There's somebody out there that I haven't actually talked about all the topics. Somebody important. Somebody, it's like I'm trying to make somebody stumble to tell me the truth. Just like we got Nobby to tell us about the situation. My brain is mush. Mannequin is of no help. I've already talked to him about all topics. He's the one that we learned about the secret meeting. So he was the start to this whole mess. He was the catalyst to the secret meeting part. So I wouldn't even know what to talk to him about. I wouldn't even know if I tried to trick Mannequin. I wouldn't even know which topic to talk about. Because I've talked about all the topics, for sure.
Come to person. Does the word Azil mean anything to you? Leave me alone, Luton. This is species harassment.
So why did you kill Mundy?
What? I didn't lay a finger on him. You gotta be crazy. Do you have any idea how bad all this is for business? What? I'd have to be crazy.
Vimes told me that you're a suspect.
Yeah, of course I'm a suspect. I'm half elf. We're always a suspect. No one trusts us.
Do you know anything about Reagan's murder?
No, don't even know who he is.
I need to speak with Sapphire.
Try and imagine.
Look,
she's in a...
Where did...
You never...
That's...
Just leave. I'm sick, and I am sick of all your...
Look, you know I'm not... Why not just pretend you've helped?
It could be Luton. If that's one call.
In the meantime...
I didn't even know...
She claims to have...
At Saturnalia? You've got to be... If Sapphire had a big win... No. I'd be prepared to bet it has something...
Who did she meet?
I have no idea. All I know is she...
Thanks.
Oh, it's all...
You don't happen to know who
Leave me alone.
Yep. He is the one who told us about the secret meeting. But didn't see who she was meeting with. It really feels like I can't do anything else but look up a walkthrough or a hint or something, and I don't want to. But I have to. We've been stuck here forever, and I hate it. I mean, even when we put our smart brains together, it hasn't helped. It's like the game is too smart for us or something. You've already thought of the solution, but you forgot. And it'd be fair to read something that reminds you of what you've already figured out before. Yeah, but the problem there is, maybe my solution that I thought of was way wrong. The game is kinda mean, only one solution and not so many hints from anyone, as in none. Yeah, I mean, we've talked to everybody and nobody's giving me any kind of lead. Like, we're just missing this one thing somewhere that would give us the lead. But I cannot even figure it out. Well, it certainly is not masochism, because I am not enjoying any of this moment. It is not masochism, it is just trying to figure things out on your own and get the satisfaction from that you have figured it out. What? The game has defeated us. Well, I didn't say that it's necessary or satisfying. It's just me being stubborn, Gabriel. Okay, Bennigan. It's just purely that, Gabriel. That's just me being stubborn. Might as well end it here today and try to figure it out tomorrow. See if I can actually figure it out. Ugh.